Hello guys, can you hear me? Let me see myself.
Why can't?
Okay, it seems like the stream has been started. Let me also increase my volume. Okay, so how was the contest, guys? Let me see if everything is working. Salam. Hey. It's good. Best contest so far, nice. Missed you, bro. Sorry about that. Yeah, we were supposed to have a topic stream yesterday, but unfortunately, we couldn't do that. I tried to do it with 30 minutes delay, but that didn't happen as well. That wasn't possible as well. I'm sorry about that. But we will have it soon. If you want, probably we can do it tomorrow or the day after that. Okay. Got confused on B and C, solved A. I started like it's 6:30 a.m. for me. Where are you? Warren, where do you live? $6:30. You must live in East Asia, right? In California. Yeah, right. It makes sense. Yeah, California is 3 hours before us. Yes, for us it was starting at 9:30. For you it starts at 6:30. Yeah, right. It makes sense. The start of the contest was 6:30. Nice. I live in Florida. Where do the rest of you guys live? Let's just till the rest of people are joining. Just let's talk a bit about you. No lead code lately. I couldn't do lead code yesterday too. And you know the issue about lead code contests is that they're only on Saturdays. Glad to see you back, thank you. Manas, are you from Iran? Lebanon, India, Iran, India, Argentina, India, Antarctica, Bangladesh, Ukraine. Nice. India. Yeah, I am from Iran. I'm not in Iran now. USA, Jordan, India. Salam Matin. Egypt, India, Bangladesh. It depends, Anud, on what is your situation right now. If it's your beginning of your competitive programming journey, yeah, it can be helpful for you. But if you have experience in that, it's better if you participate first. But if you just want to get more familiar, yeah, it can be good for you. I thought you were either from India or Germany or Middle East. My accent is German. Yeah, I think now we can start. I don't think my accent is German. I think it's very Persian, I guess. Ohio. Okay. Okay. So let's start talking about the problems in the contest. I think Now it's getting late and it's good if we start. Let me just check if tablets this. Oh, it makes sense. Okay. So let's start from the first problem. Skibidus and Amog'u. It says that Skibidus lands on a foreign planet where the local Amog'u tribe speaks the Amog'u language. In Amog'u, there are two forms of nouns, which are singular and plural. Given that the root of the noun is transcribed as S, the two forms are transcribed as singular is S plus US, plural is S plus I. Here, plus denotes string concatenation. For example, ABC plus DEF is ABCDEF. So at the end, it is just giving you the singular form of the nouns, and you have to output the plural form. And the only difference is that in singular, you have US at the end, in plural, you have I at the end. Well, basically, when it gives you a string, you should just remove US from the end of it and instead add I to the end of it. So what does it mean? Basically, I mean, the whole code that you should write is this. You see in some string S, and you have to remove the last two characters and add I instead. You can write it very easily. I mean, it's just, you can just say that it's after getting S in the input, you can just use the function substr. You see in S, you will see out s.substr of starting from 0 with size s.size minus 2, so that this way it's like you are removing the last two characters. You say s.substr is starting from 0 with size s.size minus 2 and add I to the end of it instead. Also with Python it was very easy as well. You could just print, I think in the simplest way it would be print input. So in here you get the input and you consider up to other than the last two characters, and then you add I to it. So this is how you can do it. It's just an implementation problem. If you want, I can show code as well on this problem. It's because I think the code can be very simple, very small. For example, look at this code. It just says that for any input that you have, it prints S till minus 3 plus I. So it's basically considering any character, because it's close code, it's considered to minus 3 and adds I to the end of it. Also, if you want, I can show C++ code as well. Maybe in here. You can have a 4 as well, up to n minus 2, C alt S of I and C alt I at the end of it. Is it completely clear? You just say logic, bro, just say the logic. Yeah, I think this problem was very clear, so. Okay. I think it must be clear for everyone. So, yes, if it is clear, you can put a plus or you just have this emoji of 100. What happened to the topic stream? I told before you joined, I told you guys, if you want, I can have it tomorrow. Yesterday, I tried to have it with 30 minutes delay, but that didn't happen as well. So if you want, I can do it tomorrow instead, or the day after that. We can talk about it today. Okay, sure. And also, let me send you the link to the streams as well. Guys, especially for number theory number 2, try to watch that before the next topic stream that we have. Try to watch the topic stream on number theory number 2, because in there I teach you exponentiation, combination, and also Fermat-Leader theorem. which can be useful. I send the link here as well so that if you want you can watch it there. So let's move on to problem B. Skibidus and Ohio. It says that Skibidus is given a string S that consists of lowercase Latin letters. If S contains more than one letter, he can choose an index I and such that Si is equal to Si plus 1. Replace Si with any lowercase Latin letter of his choice and remove S of I plus 1 from the string. Skibidus must determine the minimum possible length he can achieve through any number of operations. Well, basically in here I tell you that my argument is this. If we have two consecutive letters that they are the same, like for example in the first case, we have two A's, we can make the size 1. Why? Because we can just remove these two and set it equal to something that is adjacent to these two, either to the left of it or to the right of it. For example, in here, make it B. And we can keep continuing this, because next time, again, we consider the result with one of these two adjacents. Again, the result with one of these two adjacents. Because each time we can choose what we want to change this character to, we can make it equal to one of the adjacents so that next time we can do another operation too. And we can continue doing this as long as we have some adjacents. And in the last step, when there are no adjacents left anymore, we just change these two to any character that we want. So what I say is that if we have two consecutive equal characters, the answer is always 1. Either in this case or in this case, the answer is always 1. And if from the beginning we do not have two consecutive characters which are equal, then we cannot do anything, because there's no operation that we can do. So in that case, the answer is going to be the length. For example, in this case and in this case, we cannot do any change, so the length is remains the same. So that's going to be all. And we just see out S.size in that case. Is it also clear? Do you want me to show you a code as well? Why are there so many Indians here? I don't know. I guess Indians like more to attend solution discussions, maybe. I don't know. It's not very geographically diverse, this live stream. C, yeah, I go to C as well. If it is clear, put a plus. Okay, let me show you a code as well. So, for example, if you see this Python code, let's tweak a better Python code. For example, in this one, you get inputs and you print 1 if there is any I such that Si is equal to Si plus 1 for I from I in range of 0 to len of S minus 1. Otherwise, you output len of S. So that is basically all the logic. I can show you a C++ code as well. He has a for, and if S of I was equal to S of I plus 1, he sees 1, otherwise he sees n at the end. Okay? Is it clear? Thank you. And now that we are not geographically diverse, what about sexually? I mean, which are you, each one of you, say if you are a boy or a girl, a man or a woman. I guess almost everyone are men, so it's better if we see. Do we have any girl in here? Non-binary. Yeah, we're close to 20k. Girl, chat, are you a girl? So we have one girl. Neutral. Identify as peanut. It is not like normal default man, boy. I identify as a table. So we have one girl here. We have one girl, one table, one ice cream, one non-binary. Okay, so we have one girl and one non-binary then. I guess that non-binary was a joke because previously you didn't mention that, but it's a good news that at least we have one girl in the topic stream, in the live stream. We are a bit diverse. Okay. Python or C++? Python is slower, C++ is faster, that's why it works better in competitive programming, but Python is easier to code. I mean, for example, you see that you can write shorter codes using Python. Yeah. And yeah, guys, we are so close to 20k subscribers. So let's see if today we can reach 20k or not. We're super close. I just need less than 100 subs. So I guess that today we reach there, but let's see. And what about Java? I don't think Java is going to be useful in competitive programming because it's so similar. Its syntax is so similar to C++, and if you want to use Java, then use C++ by using Java. At least Python, you can write codes easier. Okay. Only they use Python in the first codes, in the first problems. But after that, Python is going to be slow to accept the problem. Okay, you will be 1 million soon. I hope so. Let's see. With your support, I hope that we can get there. The target stream can be tomorrow, if you want. I can do it tomorrow. So good t-shirt. Yeah, this is IOI 2022 t-shirts. I was a coach there. I was coach of Iran team there. We will talk about that at the end as well. So let's move on to problem C. I know that a lot of you guys are waiting for problem C. I talk about both of C1 and C2 at the same time. So the difference between C1 and C2 is that in C1 m is equal to 1. In C1 m is equal to 1. In C2 m can be greater than 1. Now let's see that what the statement is. It says that we have two arrays A and B containing n and m elements respectively for each integer I from 1 to n. You can perform this operation at most once for each I. Choose an integer j such that j is from 1 to m and set a of I to b of j minus ai. And ai can be negative or 0 after this operation. You want to sort the array A in non-decreasing order. And you have to say, can you do that or not? Can you sort A in non-decreasing order or not by this operation? You just need to output yes or no. Okay, so let's start from C1. You know that all the integers are positive at the beginning, but after that they can become negative or 0 as well. Well, let's say that first of all, you're just changing AI to bj minus ai, right? You are changing a sub I to b sub j minus ai. So I say that it's like you can at the beginning just multiply ai by minus 1. So change ai to minus ai to negative ai. And then now you can add some bj to it as well. So if at the beginning you negate all the numbers, then it's like you just need to add some bj to them. Okay, so it simplifies the statement for you. It simplifies the problem. So at the beginning we negate everything and then we can add some bj to any of the characters we have. For example, in one of the cases, for example, in the third case, we have 4, 1, 1, 4, 2, 5, and in B we have 6. So I say that first let's negate all of these numbers. So from 1, 4, 2, 5, let's change it to 1, minus 1, minus 4, minus 2, and minus 5. Now it's like we can choose some of them to add 6 to. We can add 6 to some of them. So by doing that, we want to sort the numbers. For example, can we add 6 to some of these numbers such that they can be in increasing order? We have number 6 and we want to add it to some of these numbers because at the beginning I negated some of the numbers. So now I just need to add 6 to some of them. Can I make it in increasing order or not? So we know that each AI will be changed into bj, b sub j minus AI, right? So I said that first, let's negate all the numbers. Instead of, for example, instead of these numbers, let's negate them, and now it's like we can add some number to it. Or we can just keep it as what they were at the beginning. Now, can we make it positive or not? Well, the main idea is this. The main idea is that starting from the first number, by doing this, each time you have to make your number greater than the previous number, and you have to make it the smallest such number that you can. So, basically, for the first number, you have to make it as small as possible. For example, in this case, we have 1, 4, 2, 5. I want to make it as small as possible. The first one. So should I keep it the same or should I change it to 6 minus 1? I have two choices. I can keep it the same or I can change it to 6 minus 1. Which one is less? Which one is doing? Which one is better? Keep it 1. Exactly. Keep it 1 is better for me. Because if I keep it 1, it's going to be smaller. I want to keep it as small as possible. Because I want my array to be in non-decreasing order. So it's best if I keep the first one as small as possible. Right? So for the first one, I keep it 1. What about the second one? I need the second one to be greater than or equal to the first one. And among all the choices that I have for that, I want to keep it as small as possible. So if there are several ways such that in which the second element is going to be the greater than or equal to the first element, I want to choose the one that is the smallest. Okay, so that's the point. I have this greedy approach. I start from the beginning, and each time I try to choose the least possible number that is greater than or equal to the previous number. And that's always the best choice. For example, for the first number, it's best if we keep it as small as possible. It's not, you can never say that, no, maybe it's better if I make it greater. So if I go like this forward, each time I try to minimize my number in a way that it works. It is greater than or equal to the previous number. It's C1 so far, yes. But then we talk about C2 as well. So for the second number, it's better if I change it to 6 minus 4. This way it will be 2. What about the third number? I want it to be the minimum number that is greater than or equal to the second one. So what can I do with the third number? Should I change it or should I keep it the same? No, I want it to be the minimum number that is greater than or equal to the previous number. It's not really pre-computation. No, I do it online. Yeah, we will keep it. By keeping it as to this number will be the minimum number that is greater than or equal to the previous one. What about 5? Should we change it or should we keep it as it is? We want it to be the smallest number that is greater than or equal to the previous one. The point is that in here both of the cases work, but to just to do it as we said, as our algorithm, we just change this one. I mean, we can change this one to 1 or we can keep it at the same one. If we change it, it's going to be 1. If we don't change it, it's going to be 5. So we know that we cannot make it 1. So we have to keep it 5. Okay. Each time we will find, each time we will find the minimum that works with the previous ones. Each time we will keep the minimum that works with the previous ones. So basically we have a 4, and each time we see that, okay, consider this number and consider B1 minus this number. You have two choices, only two choices. What is the smallest number that we can have such that it is also greater than or equal to the previous number as well? And you will choose the minimum one that works. You will choose the minimum that works. You have two choices each time. You will see that which one works and choose that. Now if we want to extend this case to C2, and have a solution that works with having several values as b, let me bring C2. Let's consider a test case like, for example, this one. 4, 3, 2, 4, 6, 5, and 6, 1, 8. Well, in here, again, I want to do the same thing. I want that for each number, I make it the smallest possible such that it works with the previous one as well. For the first one, we don't have any additional constants, so we just need to make it minimum possible. What is the minimum possible that I can make it? What is the minimum value that I can make for the first one? Yeah, we will. I try to go faster, yeah. Yes, exactly. We have to make it 1 minus 2. No, 8 minus 2 is 6. It's not minus 6. And 6 minus 2 is 4. So if you look at all the choices that I have, one of them is keeping as 2. One of them is changing to 6 minus 2, which is 4. One of them is to change to 1 minus 2, which is minus 1. One of them is to change it to 8 minus 2, which is 6. The best choice is to make it minus 1. It's the minimum number. Again, for 4, my choice is to keep it as 4, change it to 6 minus 4, which is 2, change it to 1 minus 4, which is minus 3, and change it to 8 minus 4, which is 4. Which one is the best? Which one is the best among all these choices that I have? Keep it as 4, change it to 6 minus 4, 1 minus 4, and 8 minus 4. Exactly, I have to change it to 6 minus 4. Yeah, now it's the hard version. Now it's the hard version. Now I'm considering that I have more than one element in B. Yes, so basically this time, because if I change it to 1 minus 4, it's going to be less than the first number, so I can't do that. But I can keep it as it is, or change it to 6 minus 4 or 8 minus 4. The best case is to change it to 6 minus 4 to make it 2. And again, for the next number, my choices are keep it as 6, change it to 6 minus 6, which is 0, 1 minus 6, which is minus 5, and 8 minus 6, which is 2. Exactly. Again, the best choice is to make it 2, to make it 8 minus 6. Because 6 minus 6 and 1 minus 6 are going to be less than 4, so they won't work. And the next one is 5. My choices are to keep it as 5, change it to 6 minus 5, 1 minus 5, or 8 minus 5. What is the best choice? In the last one, the best choice is 3. We could keep it as 5 as well, but why do we change it to 3? Because if there was more elements in the future, it was better if this was 3. In here there isn't, so there's no difference. But our algorithm greedily each time try to make the number the minimum possible value that is consistent with the previous ones. It works with the previous ones. So it goes like that. So our algorithm, what can we do to do this? Well, in order to find the best possible number, I say that let's sort the numbers in B. Instead of 618, let's have it as 168. Let's sort them. You want to make the number the minimum number that is greater than the previous one. For example, you have this 5 and the previous number is 2 now. It was 6, but it is 2 now. I know that if I want to make it greater than or equal to 2, my number, if I'm gonna do any operation on it, it will change from 5 to minus 5. Right? It will change from 5 to minus 5. And then I have to add it by at least 7, right? I need to add at least 7 to it. Okay. So I can do a binary search on my array B and find the first value that is greater than or equal to 7. I can do a binary search and find the first value that is greater than or equal to 7. And that is the minimum. If I'm going to do an operation, that is the minimum value that I can get, such that it's greater than the previous ones, greater than all the previous ones. So I know that I have a bound as 7, my number, the number that I do an operation with should be at least 7. I just negate this number and see that I subtract the previous one from subtract this from the previous one, and then I can get that how much I should increase my number. And then I do a binary search and I do the first number. I consider the first number that makes the minimum number that is greater than or equal to the previous one. Or I can keep it as it is. So again, it's like again the previous case where m was 1. Again, we have two choices. Either do this operation or keep it as it is. And we can see that can we keep it as it is or not. If we can't, we just have to do that operation. Or if we can also keep it, we see that which one makes minimum. And if we cannot do any of them, then the answer is no. We cannot sort this array. So basically the only difference is that in the second case, in C2, in problem C2, we consider the array and we sort it and do a binary search to find the first index that can make our elements greater than or equal to the previous one. And then we see that do we change it to that one? Is it better for us to change it to that one or not? Is it clear for you guys? If it is, please put a plus or use this emoji. I will talk about the code as well if you want. So, but just for now, is the solution clear? If you want me to skip to the next problem, I can skip to the next problem. But otherwise, I will show the code as well. So, but so far, is it clear? Okay, I will show the code. Okay. Why? It's not true. It always happens at the beginning that you cannot expect to solve all the problems if you have started recently. And speaking of so, let me tell you this as well. I'm preparing a video about how to get to experts because I had a vote in our Telegram channel. We had the votes on how to get to experts. Let me bring the Telegram channel as well. I had a vote that's what video do you want me to make? And you guys voted on make a video on how to get to experts in our Telegram channel. I cannot find it right now that where was the votes. But anyway, this is our Telegram channel. Let me send you the link. I think the link is in the description, the link to the Telegram channel. Yeah, it's here. So if you want, you can join the Telegram channel as well. You're more than welcome to join the Telegram channel. But anyway, I told you that you decided so that I will make a video on how to get to experts, and now it's in the process of editing. So my editor is working on it and we will upload it soon as it gets ready. Would love to see how ChatGPT works in today's content. Yeah, we can try that as well. Can this Discord server be more active? Now our focus is more on the Telegram channel. But if you want, yeah, we can focus more on Discord as well. But our focus right now is more on Telegram channel. So anyway, let me talk about the code of, let me show you the code of this problem C2 as well. I guess that most of people accepted C1 and C2 with the same code, because usually sometimes in these problems people directly solve this harder one and submit it for both. So I guess that even if I show you C1, I guess that most of the codes are for C2 and it's hard to find the code that only works for C1. But anyway, for C2, this is a C++ code because I know that most of you guys code with C++. It sees N and M and all the AIs and BJs and then source BIs, and as the first element he will change it to minimum of what it is and B1 minus A1, because for the first one we want to minimize it. We want to make it minimum, we don't have any additional condition, so we can subtract A1 from B1. So, and then for each next element we will just say that if even in the best case maximum of Bm minus Ai and Ai it was less than P, less than the previous number, we will see out no and we will return. Otherwise we will find the first position that is greater than, we will consider that what is the first element that is greater than what we had. It is gonna be P plus Ai, or in other words P minus Ai. For example, in this case, if you remember it was 2 minus 5. it was 2 minus 5, which is 2 plus 5. So that's why you see p plus ai here. You will find the first element greater than or equal to p plus ai, and if pos was greater than m, then you will change p to ai. So you can only keep your number as it is. Otherwise, if ai was greater than or equal to p, p will be minimum of b of pos minus ai. In this case, both of them are possible. You can keep it or change it to b of pos minus ai. So we will change it to minimum of them. Otherwise, it means that ai is not greater than or equal to p. So you have to do an operation, and you will change it to b of pos minus ai. So this way you will continue greedily, and at the end, if there was no issue, you never faced an issue that you cannot pick a number for some element, you will just return yes at the end, see out yes at the end. And that is how it works. Is it completely clear? If it is clear, put a plus or use this emoji again. And guys, just in case if you want to support my work, especially now that I'm trying to hire an editor, so that's helping me to create the videos and the next course. If you want to support my work, you can go to this link and support my work if you want. This is not necessary, it's just in case that you guys want. And thank you to the guys who have supported so far. And in case you want to you want me to teach you in person, you have to go to this website and fill out the form. I can send the link to the C++ code, yeah. This is the link. This is the link to the C++ code. Do you want me to show the Python code as well, or do you want me to move on to the next problem? I'll do whatever most of you guys want. I don't think Python code is going to be long as well, so I think showing it takes less than asking. That's basically the same thing. I mean, he's just considering the arrays, and this each time here. And let me tell you guys, there's no, that's not possible. I had some other idea that is not possible as well. So I think in here he's trying to do the binary search, and then he will change this number, and basically at the end, if there was no case, he will see out no, he will change p in a way that the answer in here we will get no, otherwise yes. This is a complicated code. I can see that he has done almost the same, but I didn't completely see how did it work exactly. This one is simpler. In here he just has these two lists, and he sorts the second array, and then he has a for, and in here he does a binary search exactly like the C++ code, and if idx was less than m, he will just he can change the number to this. So that's the same as the C++ code, only the syntax is changed. For example, instead of lower bound, you are using bisect.bisect underscore left. And instead of sort, you write sorted of map of ins and inputs does split. So that's all. Please create CP sheet. Okay, sure. I can do that. I will think about doing that. Yeah, sure. I will consider it as the things that we can do. Again, I think I should put a vote about what do you want me to do the most, and I can do. I will put it in a vote very soon. I haven't seen TLE's CP sheet. Show the link. The link of what? The link of this Python code or the C++ code? The C++ code was this. This is the link to the C++ code. Yeah, sure. Okay, so shall we move on to the next problem? Yeah, sure. You can join the Telegram channel as I want, and you can find the link to the Telegram channel in the description below. And then we will have the vote there. Okay, so let's move on to the next problem. Problem D. Skibidus and Sigma. It says that let's denote the score of an array B with k elements as sigma of I from 1 to k, sigma of j from 1 to I, bj, b sub j. In other words, let's S sub I denote the sum of the first I elements of B. Then the score can be denoted as S1 plus S2 plus 2sk. Skibidus is given n arrays A1, A2 to An, each of which contains m elements. And he wants to permute these different arrays in a way that at the end the score will be maximized. So he wants to order them in a way that order these arrays in a way that at the end the score will be maximized. You have to say that what is the maximum score that we can get. He wants to concatenate them in any order. So the arrays must be still as they were. You can just append them to each other, concatenate them as you want, in any order that you want. But the arrays, you cannot make any change in the arrays. So first of all, what I want to say is to let's see what this means. What is this? What is the sigma of? These are all the prefix sums, right? If you want to learn more about the prefix sums, I had a video about prefix sums as well. I can give you the link as well if you want. So let me first explain it. In here you have to just find all the prefix sums and you are summing up all these prefix sums. So what is it exactly? Well, basically I have this array A1, A2 to AN, 20k. Oh, we have reached 20k. Sorry guys, because it's an important point for the channel. I will refresh. Yeah, we have reached 20k. Congrats to everyone. Our community is getting bigger and that's so great. Yes, sure. Yeah. Thank you very much guys. Thank you. Let me send you hearts. Because of that, I hope that our community can get bigger and bigger. Okay, so we have this array A1, A2 to AN, and we want to calculate. Let's say that SI is be considered that SI is the sum of j from 1 to I, AJs, and we want to calculate sigma of SIs. What does this mean? Well, S1 is gonna be the sum of all the elements, the sum of the first elements. I mean, it's only the first elements. S1 is only this. S2 is the sum of the first two elements. S3 is the sum of the first three elements. And Sn is the sum of the first n elements. So what does it mean? It means that the first elements will be calculated n times. The second element will be calculated n minus 1 times, and the last element will be calculated once. So I say that this score is basically equal to this score for an array of size n is equal to sigma of I from 1 to n ai times n minus I plus 1. So our score at the end is gonna be the sum from 1 to n ai times n minus I plus 1. Okay. Do you guys agree with this? Do you guys agree with this? Everyone upvote, let's get it to 100. Thank you. Thank you for your support, guys. Why is that? Okay, let me repeat it. I'm saying that if you take a look at it, S1 is only this first element. S2 is the first two elements. S3 is the sum of the first three elements, and Sn is the sum of the first n elements. So it's like A1 is calculated n times. S2 is calculated n minus 1 times. And A2 is calculated n minus 1 times. A3 is calculated n minus 2 times, and an is calculated once. So basically it's like we have sigma of I from 1 to n ai times n minus I plus 1. Okay, so our score is ai times n minus I plus 1. Okay. Is it clear, guys? If it's clear, please put a plus or use this emoji. You can also write normally prefix to this. You just sort arrays according to their sum and calculate your prefix. Yeah, I will talk about that. Okay. So far, first of all, I wanted to know this function score better. So that's what sometimes in such a problems you have to do. First, see that what is that looking for. For example, in this problem, it's giving you a score. So first, let's take a look at what does it mean. I mean, let's just analyze it a little bit. That's what does this value, for example, this score mean? Let's analyze it a little bit. And you see that sometimes we can write them in an easier way. And definitely if you have solved problems with prefix sums, etc., you have seen this before and you can get to this point sooner. For example, I have seen this so many times. Okay, so yes, we will get to the next point. So now let's consider two arrays. Now that we know that what the score are, we have these arrays of size m each. We have n arrays of size m each, and we want to order them. Let's consider two arrays. Assume that we have only two arrays. Only two arrays, okay. We have two cases. Either we put array 1 here and array 2 here, or vice versa. We put array 2 here and array 1 here. Let's see that which case is better. So the next step when you're facing such a problem is that, okay, let's try it for a small number. For example, n equal to 2. Let's see that how does it work for n equal to 2. Well, if you consider it this way, the first number will be multiplied by 2n. The second one, or 2m, because the size is m. The second one is multiplied by 2m minus 1. And the last element of the first array will be multiplied by m plus 1. And for the second array, the first one will be multiplied by m, the second one by m minus 1, the last two will be 2 and 1. And in the second case, this one will be multiplied by 2m, this one will be multiplied by 2m plus 1, this one to m plus 1, this one to m, this one to m minus 1, this one to 2, and this one to 1. So what is the difference? In the second one, the coefficient of each element of the first array is subtracted by m. So in the first case, the first element is multiplied by 2m. In the second one, it's multiplied by n. The second element in the first case is multiplied by 2m minus 1. In the second array, it's multiplied by m minus 1. And the last element in the first array is multiplied by m plus 1. In the second case, is multiplied by 1. So you can see that all its coefficients is subtracted by m. On the other hand, all the coefficients for the second array in the second case is added by m. So if we want to calculate the delta, if we want to see that by changing from the first case to the second case, how does our answer change? We can say that it will be added by m times each element of the second array, sigma of all the values of second array, I showed with b of 2 and I, and it will be subtracted by m times sigma of b of 1 and I for each I. So in other words, it will be added by m times the sum of the second array and subtracted by m times the sum of the first array. If we change the order of these two, the coefficient of each one of this second array will be added by m because the position of them will be shifted by m to the left. For this first array, the position of each one of them is shifted to right by m. So their coefficients will be subtracted by m. So you can say that what happens to their sums, our final sum will be added by m times the sum of this array and subtracted by m times sum of this array. Do you guys agree with this? If we make this change, that's how our array will change. Our score will change. Our score of the array will change. Do you guys agree with this? If you agree, again, please put a plus here or use this emoji. Yes, you get there very soon. Do the rest of you guys agree as well? Could you explain the formula again? Yes, sure. So I'm saying that let's assume that consider this sum of prefix sums. I showed that if you calculate the sum of all the prefix sums, what are the prefix sums? It's the first elements, the sum of the two first elements, the sum of the first 3 elements, the sum of the first 4 elements, and so on. It's like we are multiplying the first number by n, multiplying the second number by n minus 1, the third number by n minus 2, and the last number by 1, and we're summing up these values. So it's like as you move an element to the beginning, its coefficient will be added and it will be multiplied by a greater number. When you put it if you put it as left as possible, it's gonna be multiplied by a greater number, right? So now I'm saying that consider that we have two arrays. I'm considering that what happens if we swap these two arrays? Okay, I have array 1 and 2. I want to change it to have array 2 and 1. Then I'm saying that the coefficients of this array 2 will be added by m, and all the coefficients of the first array will be subtracted by m. So it's like how much our score will change. It will be added by m times the sum of the second array, because each one of them will be multiplied by a number that is greater than the previous one by m. If they were x, they were multiplied by x before. Now they are being multiplied by x plus m. If they were, for example, multiplied by 2 before, now they will be multiplied by m plus 2. So it's like our total sum will be added by m times the sum of the second array. M times this one plus m times this one plus m times the next ones, all of them. And also for each element in the first array, they are being moved to right. So their coefficients will be decreased by m. So it's like our answer will decrease by m times this one, m times this one, m times this one, and so on. So the point is that our total answer will be added by m times the sum of the second array and subtracted by m times the sum of the first array. Is it clear now? Do you guys agree now? If it's clear now, put a plus or use this emoji. Yes, I will reach there. I don't want to just spit out the solution, but I will just say. So now, which case works better for us? Which case works better for us? If we have two arrays, is it better if we put the first one first and the second one second, or put the second one first and the first one second? Which one works better? How can I understand that which case works better for me? When this delta is gonna be positive? If this delta is positive, it means that the second case was better than the first case. By changing it to the second case, I got a greater value, I got a greater answer. So when does it happen? When the sum of the second array is more than the sum of the first array. So if the sum of the second array, these green numbers, is greater than the sum of this first array, when this happens, it's better to put the second array first and the first array second. So when I have two arrays, it's good. I mean, our solution is gonna be to see that what is the sum of the first array and what is the sum of the second array. And put the second array, put the one, if the second one has the greater sum, put the second one first and the first one second, otherwise vice versa, put the first one first and second one second. So I put the one with more elements, with more sum first, and the one with the less sum second. So that's the same when we have more than two arrays. When we have, assume that we have n arrays, okay, and n is more than 2. Again, if you look at each two consecutive arrays, if the sum of, assume that we have two consecutive arrays, if the sum of this second one is greater than the sum of the first one, I say that by swapping these two, each one in the second array will be multiplied by a number that is m more than what it was before, and each one in the first array will be multiplied by a number that is m less than what it was before. So again, our answer will be increased by m times the sum of this one minus the sum of this one. Okay, so if we consider the difference between the sum of this one and this one, our answer will be multiplied by m times that. So as long as we have two arrays next to each other, then the first one has a sum less than the second one, by swapping these two we will get a better answer. So what case is gonna have the maximum answer, what case is gonna be the best? If we sort all of them in decreasing order. If we sort all the arrays in the decreasing order by their sum, we're gonna have the maximum possible sum that we can have. And that's gonna be all. So you just sort all of them. Sort all the arrays in decreasing order of their sum, and then you concatenate them to the end, and then you calculate the formula, that you calculate the score on that. Is it clear? I'll show you the code as well. But is it clear so far? Yes, the final thing is that I will sort the arrays by their total sum in decreasing order, and I will calculate the formula, the scores on that. If it is clear, put a plus or use this emoji. What if we have arrays 99 to 0 and 0 to 99? By your logic, the order doesn't matter. No, the order does not matter really. If we have 99 to 0 and 0 to 99, two arrays, you can see that the answer is going to be the same in both of the cases. I can show it to you. Let's, instead of 99 to 0 and 0 to 99, let's say that we have 0 to 3 and 3 to 0. If you put it like this, and you put it like this, there's no difference in the total score. Why? Because in this case, 0 will be multiplied by 8, 1 will be multiplied by 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In here, 3 will multiply by 8, 2 by 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want to show that both of them are equal. If you look at it, for example, in this case, 3 will be multiplied by 5 and 4. In the second case, 3 will be multiplied by 8 and 1. In both of the cases, it will be multiplied by 9 in total. So it's like we have 3 times 9. And 2 will be multiplied by 7 and 2 here. And in here will be multiplied by 3 and 6. Again, it will be multiplied by 9. So in both cases, it will be multiplied by 9. And again, 1 will be multiplied by 9 in both cases as well. And 0 will be multiplied by 9 in both of the cases as well. So you can see that if you have 0 to 3 and 3 to 1, 3 to 0, because their sum is equal, it doesn't matter you put which one first. Okay? So, okay, if it is not clear, I will repeat it again. So all I'm saying is that first I said for only 2 arrays. Okay, first I just said for 2 arrays. I showed you that if I have 2 arrays, let's just consider 2 arrays and ignore the rest. If you have 2 arrays next to each other, I showed you that if the sum of the second one is more than the first one, you can just swap these two. And by swapping these two, you will get a greater answer. Why? Because the coefficient of each one of these elements will be added by 1, and the coefficient of each one of these elements will be subtracted by 1, by m. So when you do this, when you put these ones here and these ones here, it's like you're adding your answer by the sum of these numbers times m and subtracting by the sum of these numbers times m. So if the second one has a greater sum, by doing this, your total score will increase. So you will get a greater score. Is it clear now? Or still not? Does it make sense now? Whitley and the rest of the guys who haven't understood. If anyone hasn't understood it, let me know. So now let me also show you code as well. For the code, problem D, let's use a C++ code, because from now on it's better that we code with C++ when it gets to harder problems. Let me set it to accepted as well. So if you take a look at this code, he sees n and m, and he keeps the sums. So he has a 4 from 0 to n, and he has tmp sin tmp sum of j plus equal to tmp times n minus I. So first of all, he's calculating the scores of the arrays individually. In here, when he multiplies tmp by m minus I, it's like he's calculating the score of only this array. The first element, which is the I for the first element is 0, so the first element will be multiplied by m. I for the second element is 1, so it will be multiplied by m minus 1, and the last element will be multiplied by 1. So by doing this, basically what he's doing is to calculate the sums. He will add sums like this, and each time he will multiply tmp by m minus I, and at the end he will just source all these sums, and he has a 4 from n minus 1 to 0, from the greatest one to the least one, and each time he adds to ans ai, and adds to ans sum of I times n. So what was ai? Sum was the sum, only the sum of that array. So each time sum will be added by tmp. What was ai? ai was a of j was the position that you had for some element. For each position you add this tmp. tmp is multiplied by m minus 1. It's like basically for each array he's calculating his score in here. As I said, you can just multiply the first number by m, the second number by m minus 1, and so on. So each time he's doing that, he adds tmp itself to sum, and tmp times m minus I to a of j. So a is the score of that array alone, and sum is its sum. Each time he will add the score of that array alone, and then because he puts it in a position, for example, if you put it in the first position, you can see that the coefficient of each one of them will be added by m times n minus 1 for the first one, because there are n minus 1 arrays after them. You can see that the indices of all of them will be shifted by m times n minus 1. The coefficients will be added by m times n minus 1. So the first one will add the answer by sum of I times n minus 1 times m. The second one sum of I times n minus 2 by m, and so on. The last one will add by sum of I times 0 times m, because that one is not shifted. So whatever its score is from the beginning, it remains the same. Is it clear? I did this problem, but to be honest, I didn't prove it that much. Yes, sometimes people prove by AC. Can you just explain why m times? Because, if you put an array in the first position, you know that it had some score previously, but now you're adding n minus 1 arrays after it. So you can see that the number of elements that you're adding after it is n minus 1 times m. You're adding n minus 1 times m elements after it. So the coefficients of each of these elements will be added by n minus 1 times m. So it's like whatever the sum of this one is, this sum multiplied by n minus 1 m will be added to your answer. And this sum multiplied by n minus 2 times m. This sum multiplied by n minus 3 times m, and so on. Because for the first one is n minus 1 times m, because you're adding n minus 1 arrays of size m each. So it's like you're adding n minus 1 m elements after them. So their coefficients are being added by n minus 1 times n. Does it make sense? Python is much nicer for this search. I show you the Python code as well. Let me change it to any language. I will show you the Python code as well. I do this one. Basically, if a was greater than the 2a plus b is greater than 2b plus a, yes, we can say it that way. That gives some intuition. Difference of position of corresponding of any two arrays in the final array remains unchanged. Yes. Corresponding indices of any two arrays remains unchanged. What do you mean? You don't start from I equal to n in that case, because for the first array, it will be multiplied by, the number of elements that you add after it is n minus 1 times m, because there are n minus 1 other arrays that will be added after this one. And for the second one, there are n minus 2 other arrays that will be added after them. Why you can do, okay, I answered this, we can do that formula without, you can do that without formula 2. Yes, we can do that without formula 2. We can just create the array and at the end just calculate the prefix sums and the sum of the prefix sums. Will the live be recorded? Yes, all the lives are in the YouTube channel. If you go to the YouTube channel, you can see everything. These are the topic streams. These are the interviews that I had with CP Legends, and these are the contest solution discussions. All the previous ones are here. And these are the vlogs. And these are the guideline videos that I will add a video very soon to it. And also about prefix sum, I wanted to send you the link to the prefix sum video as well. This is the prefix sum video. Why my account is interview with competitive programming? Why am I in this account? Let me change my account. I'm in the channel that I add interviews. Okay. So now, yeah, I wasn't a host because I was in the other. I don't know why I can't log into my own account. Thank you for congratulating me on 20K. I am logged in my own account. But it's like it still recognize me as someone else in other accounts. Okay, it doesn't matter. Links are being deleted. That's so bad. So I just show it to you guys. You can just find it here. You can find the prefix sums video in the channel, in the dynamic programming section, in prefix sums. And I have said everything, really everything that you have to know about prefix sums, even two-dimensional prefix sums and different shape of prefix sums. It has so many shapes, so many versions. And the topic streams are in here too. Okay, so you wanted me to show you Python code as well. This Python code, let's see, what does it do? It gets all the inputs. And he has this array A. He sorts it by their sum. This array A is a list of lists. And he will sort it by their sum. And then he has a for in this range. And for each j, he has a for, and he will just calculate the prefix sum. Each time he adds the prefix sum by a of I and j, and then he will add that x, that final answer x by this y. So this can work as well. He gets this two-dimensional array, and he will sort it by this lambda that gets an x and returns the sum of x. And in reverse is equal to true. It means that it will sort in decreasing order, and at the end he will just calculate the prefix sums and their sum. Is it clear? Okay, if it's clear, let's move on to the next problem. So, the next problem E, Skibidus and Rizz. What does this problem say? It says that with the approach of Valentine's Day, Skibidus desperately needs a way to raise up his crush. Fortunately, he knows of just the way, creating the perfect binary string. Given a binary string t, let x be the number of zeros in t and y represent the number of ones in t. Its balance value is defined as the value of maximum of x minus y and y minus x. Skibidus gives you three integers n, m, and k, and he asks for your help to construct a binary string S of length n plus m with exactly n zeros and m ones, such that the maximum balance value among all its substrings is exactly k. If it's not possible, output -1. So you want to create this binary string at the end such that at the end the balance value will be exactly k. What is the balance value? Is the difference between the number of zeros and ones in a substring. So how can we do this? How can we create a string such that its balance value is gonna be k? First, let's find that when is the answer -1. It's always very good that, for example, in these problems, in such problems, when we have -1s, yeah, we have 100 likes. Thank you guys. 101 likes right now. What we can do, what we can say is that when we have such a problem, we can just see that when the answer is -1 first. That's the first thing. It gives us some intuition. So let's see that when is it -1. When do you think it's -1? For example, if ABS of n minus m is greater than k. Yes, exactly. If ABS of n minus m is greater than k, it means that the total balance is ABS of n minus m. If it is greater than k, it's not possible that our maximum balance is k. So in that case, the answer is -1. There's a hair on my beard. I cannot get rid of it. So yes, in that case, it's gonna be -1. What else? When maximum of n and m is less than k. Exactly. Also in that case, when we have some balance score, we should have that many of at least one of the characters. So if our answer is not -1, it means that my k must be between at least, it must be at least ABS of n minus m, and I will show you the tablets very soon. ABS of n minus m and maximum of n and m. Okay, so our k is between ABS of n minus m and maximum of n and m. I will show you the board. Yeah, so k will be at least ABS of n minus m and at most maximum of n and m. Otherwise, the answer is -1, definitely. Now I show you that if k is in between these two ranges, we can always make it. Without lots of generality, assume that n is greater than or equal to m. So we have more than or equal to zeros. The number of zeros are not less than ones. Even if it's vice versa, that makes no difference. So without lots of generality, assume that n is greater than or equal to m. So in order to make the balance equal to k, I put k zeros at the beginning. And I know that I have k zeros. Because k is less than or equal to maximum of n and m, and since n is greater than or equal to m, this number is equal to n. So we can put k zeros at the beginning. And then I will keep putting 1 0, 1 0, 1 0, 1 0, and so on until I run out of zeros. I will run out of zeros at some point, because if I do not run out of zeros, I will run out of ones if I continue doing this. And at the end, after putting several 1 zeros, 1 zeros, 1 zeros, I do not have any ones anymore, but I still have zeros. But it means that the number of zeros minus the number of ones is greater than k in my answer, in my array, in my string. So k is not greater than or equal to abs of n minus m, which is n minus m in this case. So after putting several 1 zeros, 1 zeros, 1 zeros, 1 zeros, 1 zeros, I will not have any zeros anymore, but maybe I have several additional ones too. And then I can put those additional ones in here. And I know that there will be at most k ones. At most k. Why? Because we assume that m is less than or equal to n. If we have more than k ones here, m is gonna be greater than. Okay. K less than n plus m is satisfied. Not k less than. No, k must be at most maximum of n and m. So this way, the balance will be exactly k. You can see that if you consider any array, its balance will be at most k. Because either the number of zeros is more or the number of ones is more. If the number of zeros is more, the best case is to put all the zeros and then the rest does not add to that difference between zeros and ones. And if you want the ones to be more, you have to put all of these, and then adding these does not add anything to it. So at the end, you can see that. So you can say that our score will be exactly equal to k. Okay. I made it like this. Assume n equal to 6, m is equal to 6, k is equal to 3, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, I think that will work as well. So you will periodically put zeros and ones. You have to say that how do you want to generalize it? I didn't get it. Can you start from basics again? Yes. Sure. So what I said was that assume that you have some k. I said that first, k must be at most maximum of n and m and at least abs of n minus m. Otherwise, the answer is minus 1. K cannot be less than abs of n minus m because we have that balance anyway. The whole array is going to be n minus m. So the score is going to be abs of n minus m. So k is at least that much. And it's at most maximum of n and m because if k is something, we should have that many of one of the characters at least. So k must be at most maximum of n and m. Also, k is greater than or equal to 1 as well. So it's like maximum of abs of n and m and 1. Maximum of 1 and this. Okay. So if k was in this range, I can just say that I put k zeros at the beginning and then 1 zeros, 1 zeros, 1 zeros, 1 zeros till the end, and then additional ones at the end. If there was additional ones. Definitely after putting several 1 zeros, I get to a point that I cannot add any 1 0 anymore. Okay, because I do not have infinite number of 1 zeros. And I know that in that situation, it's not like I have run out of ones, but still I have zeros. That's not possible. I only can have several ones after ones. If I have more zeros, it means that k was not greater than or equal to abs of n minus m. So I can just say that I will have at most k ones at the end, and it's at most k because m was less than or equal to n. I can put them all at the end. And this way my score is going to be exactly k. Is it clear for everyone? Sir, how is the intuition of k less than maximum of n and m? Yeah, sure. K is at most maximum of n and m because assume that k is more than n and m. It means that we don't have those many zeros and we don't have those many ones. For example, assume that k is equal to 5, n is equal to 4, m is equal to 2, for example. It means that we have an interval such that in this interval, the number of zeros minus ones or 1 minus zeros is at least 5. Assume that the number of zeros minus the number of ones is 5. Then definitely the number of zeros must be at least 5 such that zeros minus 1s is 5. If the number of zeros minus the number of 1s is 5, it means that the number of zeros must be at least 5. So whatever k is, we should have those many zeros or those many 1s. So k must be less than or equal to maximum of n and n. It cannot be greater than that. Okay, if it's greater than that, it's not possible to have this difference. I did greedily first k1s, then k0s, or vice versa, until I all used up. I think that should work too. Yes, k1s, k0s, k1s, k0s. That should work as well. Yeah. Yes, that will work too. Let me see. Why max of 1 and so, well, each k must be at least 1. It's never 0. Because if you consider one character, one string, assume that you have a string of size 1. Then in that string, the balance value is 1. Okay. The balance value is going to be 1 in a substring of length 1. So your balance value must be at least 1. Okay, otherwise your balance value never gets to 0 because you can consider any character and the balance value of that character is going to be 1. I'm guessing maximum 1 is unnecessary. The first and only line of each test case contains 3 integers n, m, and k. Yes. In the code it's unnecessary, yes, but I was saying in general. K must be maximum of 1 and abs of n minus m. Yes, because k is at least m, k is at least 1, you don't need to consider the case where k is 0. But if k was 0, the answer could not, we could not reach the balance of 0. The balance is already n minus m, how can we change it? What do you mean? The balance in here, oh, the balance of the whole string. You know, in here, the point is that we want to find the maximum balance value. Okay, the balance value is defined as the maximum of x minus y and y minus x. Now, you want to find a string such that the maximum balance value among all its substrings is exactly k. Yes, the balance value of the whole string is n minus m, but we want the maximum balance value among all substrings to be k. So the maximum is at least n minus m because we have n minus m anyway. Now we want to find maximum. The maximum is at least n minus m. So it's either n minus m or something better. Okay. So that's why it's not always n minus m. I'm late where we reached e. Yeah, we have e. I tried putting k times 0. Yes. That also works. Sure. Oh, I see. Sad. Okay, so is it clear? Shall we move on to problem F? If it's clear, please again use this emoji or put a plus in the chat. And also, if you have a quiz question, let me know. Thank you, Keshav. Very welcome. Happy to see that you understood. Code, yes, I can show you code as well. Can you prove? Yeah, I told you. Well, the reason is that if you want, your balance is either the number of zeros minus ones or the number of ones minus zeros. Okay. Assume that your balance is the number, consider the case where zeros are more than ones. Well, if you want zeros to be more than ones, the maximum balance that you can achieve is to put all these zeros, definitely you should include these parts. Without these parts, if you just do not consider this part, if you take zeros from somewhere else, the number of zeros minus ones cannot be more than 1. So you should include some of these elements, and if you include some of them, it's better to include all of them because they're all 0. And then you can see that it's not beneficial for us to add additional elements to them. So because as you go forward, always first you add a 1 and then you will add a 0. Then again, first you add a 1 and then 0. So the number of zeros minus 1s never increase. Also, if you want to maximize the number of 1s minus zeros, you should include in the same way, exact same way, all the ones in here. And then if you go forward more than that, always you first put a 0 and then a 1, so your score doesn't increase. So the maximum you can get is exactly this k. You cannot make it greater than that. Is it clear? Yeah, sure. Great. Great. No problem. Okay, so also the code, this was the previous problem, the code for problem E. Let's look at this Python code first. This contest, because it was D4, a lot of problems could be solved with Python as well. It says that for I in range of T, you have n of n and m and k. You will get all of them if k was less than or equal to maximum of n and m and greater than or equal to abs of absolute difference of n minus m. If it was not, you will just print minus 1. Otherwise, if n was greater than n, you will first put k zeros, and that's exactly what I was saying to you here. K zeros and then 1 zeros for each one zero, you will have n minus k 1 zeros because you have put k zeros at the beginning. There are n minus k zeros left, and you know that for each one of them you have a 1 2 because you know that n minus m is at least k. So when you have k, you have put aside k zeros. After that you have enough ones to cover zeros. If you haven't, as I said, if you run out of ones, it means that the difference between zeros and ones was more than k. So you will put n minus k 1 zeros, and then whatever is remains, you will put ones. M minus n minus k ones. And also otherwise the same way, only for, you will change the order of ones and zeros. So that's all. That's exactly the implementation of what I told you. You could easily have that in C++ as well. In C++ it was exactly the same. You can just say that if n was greater than n, first add k zeros and then add n minus k 1 zeros, then 1. It would be just a bit longer, but that's the exact same thing. You have a 4 to add k zeros and then a 4 to add n minus k 1 zeros and then a 4 to add n minus n plus k ones. And otherwise vice versa. Is it clear? How that much patience? What do you mean? Do you think extensive hype of AI is being created to make people accept tech jobs with lower pays? I don't think so. I think it's real. How that much patience? Yeah, you broke 2k, 20k, man. Yes, we have broke 20k. Thankfully. We have more than 20k. Let's see that when let's set our next goal to be 30k. Hopefully, very soon. Guys, how much are you interested in AI? When did you have 10k? It was several months ago. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. 7 out of 10. Very interested in AI. I'm creating a channel using AI. And I talk about AI as well. Are you interested in that? And we can discuss about different things of AI as well in our Telegram channel or Telegram group. Yeah, sure. I hate it. Yeah, many people hate AI as well because of the issues that it's making for us guys. Yeah, the interesting thing is that I'm creating the videos using code as well. So everything, I create everything with the code. I wanted to see that how does it work, and then just introduce this to you guys, but maybe I can send it to you now. You know, the point is that I have a code, I can show it to you someday as well. I have a code that goes to the internet and finds the news about AI, and then it creates a video out of it, and then I just upload it to YouTube. Like, let me show it to you. This is the channel. Let me, for example, show you one video. These are all the news that were fetched from the internet using a code. For example, this is the concerns about AI, and everything is generated using AI. The videos exist, but I mean the voice over it and everything else, how they are selected, I've used AI to do that. Let me put the link here. I would appreciate it if you guys support it. In order to support it, you should see the shorts completely, because if YouTube see that you will see a short and at the beginning of it you will close it, it will be like maybe that short didn't worth it. So if you want to support it, you can just watch them completely, and even maybe more than once. Let it, for example, repeat and like it. By doing that, I think it would be super helpful. And also if you comment, if you can support it, it would be very interesting. Oh my god, I cannot send you the link here. Let me send the link in the Telegram channel. I will send the link to the Telegram channel. Okay. In here, the links are getting deleted, and let me, guys, open a Telegram account. I say that because it's better if we are all in the same group. If we are all in the same group, we can have more discussions. This way, if some of you are in Discord, some of you are in Telegram, it's not going to be very good. So if you can, please join Telegram as well, so that I want all of us to be there. So this is something I want you to see. That what do you think about it? What do you think about this topic? It's about we should stop AI. We should stop raising AI, because it's raising concerns. Soon AI can learn, can teach itself, and it can be trained by itself, and then it will be out of its control. An expert has talked about this. So if you want to support me, you can watch that and like it, or put a comment. Putting a comment is super helpful. If you can put a comment, that would be awesome. But anyway, I hope to make it more engaging in the future. If you have more ideas, you can also give me more ideas about that, about what we can do. But it was super interesting for me when I did it first, that I had a code that it was automatically fetching news from the internet, and it was creating a video out of it. It was super interesting. Yes, a channel for me, but basically a code is generating its videos. It's finding footages from the internet. Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to the next problem. Okay, after the stream I will share it to Discord as well, or if anyone else can share it to Discord, also please share it. I will put the videos to that channel, to the main page of my channel as well, to this channel as well, in here. I will add it somewhere in here too. Okay, so shall we move on to the next problem? We need AI tools to catch cheaters in contests. Yeah, we can do that, but since soon AI can solve the problems itself, it's going to be a fight between AI and AI. If AI can write a code that AI cannot detect that AI has wrote it. So it's like a fight between AI and AI. If AI is able to detect itself, or is able to do it in a way that it cannot detect itself, you know. The topic stream can be done tomorrow, if you guys. Do you guys want to have the topic stream tomorrow? And guys, about this discussion, you can say anything you want on that topic about the video that I shared in the channel. Also, if you have the discussion in YouTube comments, that would be super helpful too, I believe. Let's see where we can achieve that. That's something that excites me. Okay, so about the topic stream, as I said, we can have it tomorrow. Just tell me. Maybe I should put another vote on YouTube, on Telegram, to talk about this. To decide when do we want to have the topic stream. What is your rating in Codeforces? You haven't seen my account in Codeforces? My name is Shayan in Codeforces. It's 2691 right now, but at its peak was 2751. But I haven't participated in contests for a long time now. It's been around 4.5 years now. I haven't participated in rated CFCons. I have participated in ICPC from then. In NAC we got a bronze medal. In World Final we didn't do well at all. We messed up. But yeah. I will talk about that. In the video that I will share with you, I've talked about that. Okay. Open hacking phase, it means that you can read other people's codes, and if you have any inputs that by giving that code will fail and will give a wrong answer, you can give it, and then that solution will be hacked. Their accepted verdict will be changed to a wrong answer. So it means that you guys have the opportunity to hack each other's code. Give a test case to some other person such that its code will fail. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk. If you want, we can have a topic stream on this as well. That you guys can talk about your handles and I can give you any advice. Okay, so now let's move on to the next problem. I know that still some of you are waiting for the next problem. I don't want to keep you waited more than this. I will talk about that in another stream for sure. If you want, I can have a dedicated live stream for this. Maybe right now, because many of you are waiting for the next problem, it's not good to talk about that, but if you want, we can do it very soon. Okay, so let's move on to the next problem. I'm waiting to see if to load it. It seems like CF is down or something. Let me see. Okay, it's not being loaded. Is it down for you guys too, or is it not? Server down, CF is working on my side. Okay, so I forgot that what was problem F. Can any of you just say something about it? What was problem F about? Yes, CF is down. The 3-1, okay, it was the 3-1 that was talking about having the majority, finding the, for each element we wanted to see that if there is a path such that the majority of that path is that number. This was the problem. Do you all remember it now? So it was basically that we had a tree and we wanted to find, for each I, we wanted to find a path in this tree such that the majority of elements are equal to I. Yes. So basically, in this problem, do you also remember that what was the constraints on n? I think it was something like 2 times 10 to the 5th or something like that. Anyway, on this problem, assume that we have a path such that its majority is I. The number of times I has occurred is more than the number of times that any other elements has occurred. Okay, assume that we have such a situation, that the number of times that I occurred in here is more than any other elements. So I say that if the length of the path is greater than or equal to 4, you can break it into 2 parts such that each of them have at least 2 vertices, and you can say that I is still majority in one of these 2 parts. At least in one of these 2 parts, I is still majority. Okay, so I'm saying that if the majority, I refreshed it. So I say that if I is the majority in a path and the length of the path is greater than or equal to 4, you can break it into 2 passes such that each of them has at least 2 vertices and I is the majority in at least one of them. Okay. Do you guys agree with this? So you can break it into a smaller one. So I'm saying that the smallest path that you can have such that its majority is I, it will be of length less than 4. It will be of length either 3 or 2. It cannot have length 1 based on the definition, but it will be actually 2 or 3. Because as long as it's greater than or equal to 4, you can break it into 2 parts such that each of them have at least 2. And at least in one of them, I is still the majority. Because if in none of them I is the majority, I is not more than half, then in total I is not more than half as well. The number of time I has appeared is not more than half as well. I'm refreshing it, but it's not loading for me still. I don't know why. Do you guys agree with this so far? Codeforces is not loading for me still. So do you guys agree with it? I proved that if I'm searching for a path such that I is the majority in it, I can also find a path of length at most 3 such that I is the majority in it. If you guys agree with it, please put a plus or use this emoji. And let's see how many of you are here right now. 55 people. If you can, maybe you can share a photo in the Telegram group. In the Telegram group, you can share a photo if you want. Not the channel, the group. Still, or you can just upload it to some link and send me the link to that, so that I can show it. Do you guys not remember the statements? Or if you remember what was the statement, put a plus. If you do not, put a minus. So let me see what is your situation, because I'm assuming that you guys remember what the problem was. If you do not, we should find a way. We should just find a way to, for example, upload the photo or something. Okay, you have sent the link. Let me open it. Okay, I will send you, I will show you the photo. That's, thank you, Roman. Okay, let me, okay, this is the statement. Thank you, Roman. It says that we define the majority of a sequence of k elements as the unique value that appears strictly more than k half times. Strictly more than k half times. Okay. And if such a value does not exist, then it does not have a majority. Now we have a tree of n vertices, and we want to find that if there is a path for each I, we want to find that if there is a path such that the majority of the numbers in the path is I. You have to say that such a path exists or not. And it should be non-trivial. By non-trivial, it means that it should consist of at least 2 vertices. And n is up to 5 times 10 to the 5th. And you have to find that if such a path exists in this tree. Okay. So is that statement clear now? And the CF is still down. So that's what we are looking for. And then now what do I say? I say that if the majority in a path is I, there also exists some path of length at most 3 such that the majority is I in that. There still exists a path of length at most 3, either 2 or 3, such that the majority is I. Either we have 2 adjacent vertices such that they are both I, or we have 3 vertices such that 2 of them are I. I mean, other case it would look like this. Either we have 2 consecutive I's, or if we do not, we have 3 vertices such that they are like IXI. Is it clear? And since we have proved this, now we have not only searched for such paths. We can check each edge and see if the elements on the both sides of this edge are the same. If such edge exists, that the vertices on the both sides of this edge are the same, we will just say that set ans of I to true. If it didn't, for each vertex, also for each vertex, we consider all its neighbors. For each vertex, we consider all its neighbors, and we see that what do we have in its neighbors. For example, if I have a vertex, I can, for example, sort them. For example, one idea is this. I can sort them by what do we have on them. And then, when I can have 4 on all of them, and see if 2 consecutive ones of them are the same. When you sort them, the equal ones will be consecutive. So I can just sort them and I see that if any 2 consecutive ones are the same. If they were, I will make that as of that number to true as well. Is it clear? So that's basically what we're doing. We just sort the neighbors of each vertex as well, and we will see that if 2 consecutive ones are the same, we will set the ans of that one to true. If it's clear, let me know. Maybe put a plus or use the emoji. If it is not, also tell me to explain it again. CF is not back for me, so did you guys understand it? Or do you guys have any questions about it? Okay, nice. Okay, so I guess that there are no questions. So we can now move on to the last problem. We were on problem F, right? So we have G and H. This was F. Okay. Can someone please send the... Okay, thank you, Roman, for sending G. Thank you. Okay, so now let's move on to problem G. Problem G, Skibidus and Capping. It says that we have an integer. We say that an integer is considered semi-prime if it can be written as the product of 2 prime numbers. And those prime numbers can be the same as well. For example, 9 is semi-prime because it's equal to, it can be written as 3 times 3. And 3 is a prime number. So a number is semi-prime if and only if it can be written as p times q, where p and q are both prime numbers and they are not necessarily distinct. And you are given an array A consisting of n integers. You have to report the number of pairs I and j such that I is less than or equal to j, and LCM of AI and AJ is semi-prime. So in here I show you that I can find for each number LCM of how many pairs is that number. So for each x I can find out for how many pairs LCM of them is x. What do you think the rate of problem F will be? Well, 1700 probably. What is time at your place? 1:53 p.m. right now. Yes, so in here I show you that I can find for each I LCM of how many primes are I, And this way, at the end, I can just, for all the semi-primes, I can just add up that how many pairs have their LCM be equal to that one. How can I do that? Well, first of all, I create some array CNT. CNT of I is the number of divisors of I in the array. How can I calculate the number of divisors of I in the array? Can anyone help me? How can I find out the number of divisors of I in my array? The point is that I can use for each j, I can have a for on all the multiples of j, but we have an important constraint. The important constraints that we have is that all the ai's are up to n, and n is up to 2 times 10 to the 5th. So our ai's are small. And they are not necessarily distinct though, but they are small. So the point is, at the beginning, I can just, at the beginning, have a for on all the elements, and first of all, for each x that I get, I add 1 to CNT of x. Whenever I get some x, I add 1 to CNT of x. So far, CNT of x is the number of x's that I have. So far, CNT of x is the number of x's that I have. And then I will do this. Then I will have a for from the end. I will have a for I from max n. Max n is defined, for example, like as 2 times 10 to the 5th. Maximum number that I can possibly have. And I go to 1. And then I will have a for j that starts from I and each time and goes to at most n, and each time it will be added by I. So basically I'm using sieve. If you don't know what sieve is, what sieve of Eratosthenes is, I recommend to you to go and watch Number Theory 1 topic stream. I have explained it in detail. That's what sieve of Eratosthenes is. You can go here, watch Number Theory topic stream. So basically I can have a for on I from n to 1, and then for j from I to n, and then add CNT of I to CNT of j. By doing this, for each j, it's like I'm adding the CNT of its divisors to it. So this way, I have that how many divisors of this number I have in my array. By doing this. And my time complexity to do that is going to be n log n. It's going to be n log of n. So this way I can see that for each number how many divisors I have. And what is the reason that I go backward? Because if I go forward, when I add CNT of I to CNT of j, probably CNT of I is updated before CNT of j. So CNT of I itself is the number of divisors of I right now. So it's like I'm adding the number of divisors of I to the number of divisors of j. But when I go backward, I can add CNT of I to CNT of j, and I know that since CNT of I is not updated yet, CNT of I is equal to the number of i's that I have. I can also use the SQRT idea. That also works. But I can also do it in n log n using sieve. I can also use the SQRT idea and find all the divisors of each I, and I can add up that how many of each one I have and add them to the number CNT of that number that I'm on. So this way we can find out that how many divisors each number has in an array. And first I can just say that res of I, if res of I is defined as the number of pairs such that their LCM is equal to I. At the beginning I can define CNT of I, res of I as CNT of I choose 2 at the beginning. At the beginning, I can define res of I as CNT of I choose 2, and then I make this difference to it. The point is that if I consider CNT of I choose 2, their LCM is not necessarily I. The LCM can be a divisor of I, because these numbers are all divisors of I. So their LCM might be a divisor of I, not I itself. So what I do is that after this, I have to decrease the number of ways that the LCM is gonna be a divisor of I, not I itself. So I do another save. And this time I will have a 4 from the beginning, and I go forwards. I go from 1 to n. And then I will have a 4j from I to at most n, and each time I will add j by I, and I just say that rest of j less than minus equal to rest of I. This way I'm subtracting all the ways that LCM is equal to I from the number of ways that LCM is equal to j, because all these cases, I mean, I is updated before j, so I know that I is okay now. Rest of I is exactly the number of ways that the LCM is exactly equal to I. So rest of I is correct. Now I can just subtract it from rest of j. This way I can subtract all the ways that LCM is a divisor of I, not I itself. And by doing this, and I start from 2 times I, not I itself, because I should not subtract rest of I from itself. This way all the rests will be updated, and rest of I at the end for each x, rest of x is going to be the number of pairs such that their LCM is equal to x. And then at the end I can just find that for each number, if it was a semi-prime, that's also easy to see that if a number is semi-prime. For example, again, I can do it either in O of root n, or I can use a sieve again. For each number I, first I can find all the primes, and for each number I can go to its multiples, and I can see that if that multiple divided by this number was a prime number, assuming that I know that what are the prime numbers are, for that I can also use a sieve. If j divided by I was a prime number, I can just mark j as a semi-prime. So for each I which is a prime, I will have a 4 on all its multiples. If that number divided by this number was also a prime, I will say that number, I will mark that number. And then at the end I can just calculate the sum of all the marked numbers, and this way calculate the answer. Is it clear? If you guys have a question about this, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can move on to the last problem. Hi Shan, I'm stuck on experts. Any advice to push for CM? We can talk about that soon. And the video that I'm making is how to get to experts. Maybe after that, I can make a video on how to get to candidate master or above that. I will definitely talk about it. And I have the plan to create a course for these reasons as well, for the schools as well, and I will cover many of these things there. I will try to make a course as soon as possible. As you know, I'm doing a lot of jobs. I'm in 5 research projects right now. I'm having this YouTube channel. I'm working with several places. I have a life. I'm in a relationship that also takes time. I have friends. There are a lot of things, and I'm like, I shouldn't sleep. I mean, just if I only consider the works that I'm doing, it's like I have maybe 5 full-time jobs. And it's really, really hard. Looks tired. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think, do I sound a bit tired today? I was sensing that myself too. Sorry for that if that was the case. I try to be better. Will that course be paid? Well, I try to make it either free or very cheap. if in case that I had to pay for it, I definitely have to pay for it. In case that I had to maybe compensate for what I'm paying, I will try to find a way such that maybe for the followers of myself like you guys or the ones who are in the Telegram channel, maybe I can find a discount code or find a way to give you guys almost free, either free or very cheap with a discount. I can put it in a platform that it can give me like discount codes or something like that. Does it work for you guys? Do you think this idea is gonna be good? $10 per month would be true. What does it mean? Do you also stream on YouTube, Twitch, or only YouTube? I right now only stream on YouTube. I don't stream on Twitch. Thank you, Harsh. Guys, if I make a course, I'm thinking about it. Do you prefer if it's a small course that can be prepared very sooner, very faster, and it definitely will be cheaper too, because it's smaller, it has less time, and I should pay less to people as well? Or do you prefer it to be longer and be prepared later and will be more expensive as well? That's one question that I had that I wanted to ask you. And the other question was that if you want me to only teach myself, or do you want me to invite others to teach as well? For example, like Colin or other. We have a lot of people, I know a lot of people who have IOI medals. They are ICPC participants. I can invite them too. But if I do that, then the course must be paid definitely, because I have to pay them for that. If I record myself, I don't have to pay myself, but I should put a lot of time. But if you want that it's not only me and other joins as well, I think this way it would be more interesting. It would be more people. Which case do you prepare? Invite for free. I'd rather want a pack-filled course with a lot of content. It's the user choice to learn the topic he wants. So you want it that in a way that the user can choose which topic wants. So I think that way it will be a lot of small courses that the user can choose which one to buy. Make it in modules. You can then price modules. Yeah, maybe that's possible as well. Sean, can you come to Bangalore, India? Yes, of course. Invite me and I'll come. Is there any competition or anything? I think I can come. If there's any camp, any competition, any contest. This year I can get out of US. A year from now I cannot leave the US after a year. But right now I can. I will price should be according to purchasing power of the country one is in. Because $20 a month is nothing for the US. But for countries like India, Pakistan, even $10 is high. Tough to say. I will buy your course any day. Thank you, Abhinav. Shayan, well, will you visit India? Let's have a meetup. Sure, we can have a meetup in India. If there's any camp or anything, I would be more than happy to visit there. You have a wonderful country in India, and I would love to visit there. And I can be there. I can maybe talk to you guys or have a course there. Have a class. Or help with preparing a contest. I would love to see you guys in person. Will you make something like a CP sheet? I can make a CP sheet as well, yeah. If I create a course, yeah, I can do that. A lot of small courses will be nice unless the individual course becomes too short. Perhaps a bundle pack of 3 to 5 topics for like $5 to $10. I see. Do you have a course right now? Right now I don't have a course, but I'm thinking of creating one. Yes, so we will do something. JetBrains organizes camps. Well, they haven't talked to me yet. If they come, they talk to me about it, I would definitely come and visit you guys. Come for ICBC camp, yeah. Of course, if there will be some invitation, I would love to, definitely. And if it will be in a time that I'm not in the university. For example, if it's in summer or winter break or spring break or something like that, I can do that. Where was the last time you were in Iran? Not long ago, a month ago. But before that, a month ago, I visited Iran. But before that, I didn't visit Iran for a year. I left Iran in January of 2024. I came back in the late December of 2024. And then again, I came back to the US in January of 2025. Do you miss the food, or do you have Persian food nearby in the US? In US, there are a lot of Persian restaurants, but there are also other foods that I love as well. So I love Mexican food, Chinese food, anything. Indian food. I had Indian food as well. There's a restaurant named Rasa, close to here. It has Indian wraps, and it was awesome. Also, I had Chinese food recently. That was awesome as well, but they're super expensive though. I mean, the food here, buying from restaurant here is super expensive. Like you have to spend $50 to buy from a restaurant here. Can you make topic-wise courses? Example for math for CP, as I found it the hardest. Just like Amazon courses can be added in carts, and while checkout we can pay the sum total. Like just like Amazon courses can. Okay, I can make topic-wise courses, yes, so that people can choose which topic they want. And maybe, for example, on each topic, it will be, for example, several hours. And then you guys, and it will be cheaper for each topic, so that each person can choose which topics they want. Is your girlfriend Iranian or white? Kind of both. She's Iranian American. Soft till D today. I am a newbie right now. Maybe should have gotten E as well, but I wasn't smart enough. No, it's okay. Over time you get better. I mean, in this expert video that I'm preparing and I'm gonna upload very soon, I talked to you about how I began as well. I said in that live streams a lot too. When I started, let me change so that you can see the chat as well. When I started Codeforces contest, I got to newbie as well. And then I started to race in 3 months. In 3 months, I went to Codeforces up again. Nice. In 3 months, I went from newbie here to rank 4 in a contest. And I told you in this video that's what exactly I've done. I said it multiple times in the live streams as well. But in this video that we have prepared, I have talked about it in more depth. It's being prepared right now. And I will upload it very soon. I said that what I exactly did and what do I always suggest to my students. And I believe that if you do these things, it definitely have great results. Different people have different ideas, definitely. But this is something that worked for me, and it's working on all my students as well. And you can see the result that it has to me. And there's no reason for me to say something else. I mean, if I've done something, I say exactly what I've done. So when it worked for me, I believe it works for anyone else as well. Let me see. With course also need guidance of which topic to focus on at what level to rank up on course. Yeah, I will definitely talk about that. Yes, $50. That's a lot for food. For a lunch, you have to spend like $50. I solved A and B. You can walk over me. How many has that one? So, Hirithman solved. Solve till D. That's good, yeah. I solved 4 questions and got to pupil. My current rating is 950. Will I get pupil? My current rating is 950. I'm not sure about it. Probably. Maybe not. If I want to predict, maybe not. I don't know. If I just want to guess, maybe not. But I hope you get. I hope you get. God bless you. May you be happy always. Thank you a lot, Harsh. Thank you. I think you will reach 1150 or 11 something. Yeah, probably. Hope so. Watching a stream? I don't think so. Would you believe if I sometimes fail to solve even 800 rated problems? Yeah, maybe it can have different reasons. Maybe you don't spend enough time. Maybe you don't train in the best way. There can be many reasons behind that. So if you should spend enough time, adequate time on it, and you have to solve a lot of problems, as I said before, because it's not only about how many months has passed, it's about how much have you had training. The combinatorics topic stream, I will tell you in Telegram. As I said, we can have it tomorrow or on some other day. And I can have a vote in the Telegram channel to decide when we want to have that. In 3 months to experience, yeah, that's... Restaurants have become expensive. Perhaps we can do a cooking with channels. Probably. Yes, I have to learn to cook well. I cook, but I cook most of times frozen foods, which are very easy, and I don't have to spend a lot of time. They're not very time consuming because I can't spend a lot of time. But I think maybe I have to start to learn more advanced stuff to cook. I cook like frozen chicken, frozen fish, things like that. I don't know what Maggie is. I think the last problem is left, and probably we have to talk about that as well. I think many people might be waiting for the last problem. When are you going to launch your course on competitive programming? After that, I release this video on getting how to get to experts. I will start focusing on creating the course, and I will definitely let you guys know, both in the live streams, in the topic streams, and also in the Telegram channel about that. Noodles. Oh, okay. Instant noodles. Yeah, I knew how to do that as well. I haven't done that in here, but yeah, they are also easy to do and doesn't get a lot of them. There aren't every time. I cannot, for example, spend hours on cooking. Definitely. That's why I cannot cook a lot of things. I have discussed problem F. I have discussed G as well. I haven't discussed H. I will discuss H as well. I will do Let's Code as well. Sure. As I said, the issue is that it's on Saturday, and Saturday is sometimes busy, but I try to do it next week. Each week I will try to do it. I hope that next week I will do it. Is the bi-weekly next week, or was it yesterday? There's a bi-weekly that is our morning, which is your night, and the weekly ones are our nights, which is your morning. My age is 25 right now. Let's go next week. Okay, it's next week, bi-weekly. Good. I see. Oh, it was today for you guys. Yeah, for me it was yesterday night. I will take a look at it. How do you still be able to come out with the solutions because I practiced enough before, so I had a lot of training before, so many of the problems I've seen similar ones or the other ones I can think about it and solve them. So because I've done the practice before. Good. Get married, you won't need to cook after that. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Of course, in the Telegram channel, I put the votes and you can decide. I can put these in votes as well. Okay, so let's move on to problem H now. We discussed G, right? Yes. So let's talk about problem H for the ones of you who are waiting for problem H. It says that Skibidus I don't know what is the origin of this name Skibidus. Thinks he's him, he proved it by solving this difficult task. Can you also prove yourself? Given a binary string t, f of t is defined as the minimum number of contiguous substrings, each consisting of identical characters. For example, f of this is 4 because we have 4 blocks of equal characters as shown in here. And you are given a binary string s and q queries. In each query, a single character of the string is flipped. Chains are saved after the query is processed. After each query outputs the sum over all f of b, where b is a non-empty subsequence of s, modulo this. So how do I calculate the sum of f over all test cases? Well, what I do is this. I start, for example, consider this string. I start from the beginning and I say that this score is equal to the number of consecutive characters such that they are different plus 1. So the answer, for example, this pair is different. This pair, they are different. These two are different. These two are different. And these two are different. These two are also different. And also, I always add 1 for the first element as well. So I say that my answer is gonna be, the first number always adds 1 to my answer because it starts a block. Also, each element that is different to its previous elements adds 1 to my answer as well. So this one also adds 1 to my answer, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. All the elements that are different than the previous ones are gonna add 1 to my answer. So basically I calculate the number of elements such that they are different to their previous elements, or they are the first position. That's how I will calculate the total answer. So what I do is this. For each element that I have in here, for each of the elements, first I calculate that in how many strings they are the first elements. In how many strings are the first elements? 2 to the power of the number of characters after them. They are the first one for those many, so they add 1 for all those strings. Also, for each 2 characters which are different, for example, if you have a 0 here and a 1 here, in all the ways that these two are next to each other, they will add 1 to the total answer, to the score of all the subsequences. So I should add 1 for all of those cases. How many of those cases do we have? 2 to the power of this plus this. Because each one of the elements in here and here can be added or not be added, so that these two will be next to each other. So my formula for the answer is this. For each I add 2 to the power of n minus I minus 1, 2 to the power of the number of elements after this one. And for each pair, like at position I and j, I will add 2 to the power of I times 2 to the power of n minus j minus 1. These indices are zero-based indexed. So this is my formula that I have. Now I will tell you about how to calculate it and how to update it. First of all, I calculate this answer on the initial string that I have. How can I calculate the answer on the initial string that I have? I can have a 4 and I can keep two sums, sum 0 and sum 1. Sum 0 will be the sum of 2 to the power of I for all the indices I such that we have 0 there. Sum 1 is the sum of all 2 to the power of i's such that index I is 1. And whenever I reach some index, if it is for example 1, index j is 1, I will add to my answer sum 0 times 2 to the power of n minus j minus 1. This way I will calculate all these values. And initially I can have the final score this way. So as I said, as for each I and j such that they are different, I will consider how many ways do I have there will be consecutive. It will be 2 to the power of everything here and 2 times 2 to the power of everything in here. And then I will just calculate all of them by keeping sum 0 and sum 1 and keep updating them. Okay. So far if you have a question, ask me. You're welcome, Simon. Sure. So this is how I calculate the answer at the beginning. And how do I update it? Well, I update it. What I do is to use a data structure. I use segment tree. I don't know if everyone have used segment tree on this or not. I can check if other people have used segment tree or not. But my idea is this. I use a segment tree to keep these sum zeros and sum ones for every prefix, for every position. Then I can easily get the sum in a prefix, the sum of 2 to the power of i's for our i's in a prefix. I can have a segment tree for that to calculate it. And then for example, when a position changes from 0 to 1, I get all the sum zeros in here. And I will add those sum zeros times 2 to the power of the number of elements in here. And then I get sum ones and I will subtract sum 1 minus 2 to the power of elements in here. And then I will update sum 0 and sum 1. This position was 0, but now is 1. So I should change that position. From sum 0, I should delete that, and to sum 1, I have to add that. I have to store all of them in one segment as well instead of two segments by just keeping the difference of sum zeros and sum ones, because we always work with the difference of sum zeros and sum ones. So you can also do that. Is it clear? If you guys have a question, let me know. So that's the whole solution. I just use a segment tree. My main idea is that for each two elements that are different, I will count that in how many ways they're consecutive, and in those many ways I will add to their answer. How many ways they're consecutive is going to be 2 to the power of the number of elements in here and times 2 to the power of the number of elements in here. So I just need to know 2 to the power of the number of elements before each element, for each 0 for example, when we reach to a 1, and multiply it by the number of elements after this one. And this way I can easily update everything. I think that Codeforces is down again, so I cannot see if anyone has used any idea other than segment tree. Have any of you guys solved this with any idea other than segment tree? Unfortunately, CF is done, so I cannot see the tutorial or other people codes as well. So if anyone have solved this with any idea other than segment tree, you can share it, but I solved it like this. I solved up to F. I see not division 4 problem. Maybe. Do you guys have any question about this one? I guess that there are no questions. Also CF is down, so I cannot check the other solutions. So I just repeat it for the people who may watch it in the recorded version and they cannot ask their question right now. Among the people who are in the live stream, there is no one who asked a question, and hi Suthanshu. But I will just repeat it in case if there's someone that's has a question in the and he's watching the recording version. I'm just saying that the answer is gonna be for each position. Yeah, sure. I will test with ChatGPT as well. See if they can solve. If ChatGPT can solve. For each element, I mean, as I said, the score will be for each 2 consecutive elements. Each element that is not equal to the previous element is gonna make a new block. Also, the first element always makes a new block. So for each element, you have to see that in how many cases it's gonna be the first one or different to the one that comes before it. So you can say that for each element, you can consider all the previous elements that are not equal to this. For example, if this is 1, this one should be 0. And add 2 to the power of this times 2 to the power of this, because this is the number of ways that these two will be different. And in order to update them each time, I will use a segment tree such that I will have the sum of some zeros in each prefix. I can get them. And when this one, for example, turns into 0, for all the sum zeros, I should subtract them. For all the sum ones, I should add them. So I will calculate sum 1 minus sum 0 in here, and I will multiply it by the 2 to the power of everything that we have in here. And this is how I can update it. Okay, so this is how the problem can be solved. Okay, now let's get to the interesting part of testing ChatGPT. See that how much ChatGPT can solve the problems. I'm a newbie. Can you suggest me a roadmap so that I can be better at problem solving and get a high rating in Codeforces, like advice or guidance? Definitely. I had a video exactly for being at the newbie. I will for sure strongly recommend to you to watch those ones first. Watch these 2 videos on how to get out of newbie, what not to. Oh my god, I cannot share a link again. I will share it in the YouTube channel. In the Telegram channel. I am in the YouTube channel right now. My mind is not working well anymore. I will share it in the Telegram channel. Also, you can watch it in here. You can go to my channel, open it in new tab, then scroll down. In the guideline videos, you can see this, the things that you should never do and the things that you should do to get out of newbie. And as I said, the other video on how to get to expert will be released and will be added here soon. Thank you. I have a lot of things that definitely watch that. That is super important for you guys if you're in newbie right now. It's super important. I see a lot of mistakes that people make when they are in newbie. And I hope that none of you guys make those mistakes. I'm a newbie. Can you suggest me a roadmap so that I can be better at problem solving and get higher? That's the question I answered. Solve 3 to 4 1000 rated problem daily. That's a good approach, to be honest. Yeah, I solved up to 1700. What do you recommend? I don't know what's your rating right now. Is your rating also 1700? I've been giving list code contests regularly for 6 months. I have now registered to give CF contests as well. Any tips for me? Yes, definitely you as well watch these videos, guideline videos on how to get the newbie, participate in contests, try to get out of newbie first. And in that, I told you that how to do this, how to start on CF. Basically, the most important thing that I recommend you to do is to sort problems by difficulty and start solving if you have just opened an account in Codeforces. Solve the problems by their difficulty, start from the easiest one and start solving them. That's the first thing that you should do. I felt these problems are a little bit difficult for div 4. Probably, yes. This last one maybe was a bit difficult. I see. So I recommend to you, Bakhtiar, to solve problems around your own rating a lot. For example, whatever your rating is, I believe that solving problems around your rating in that stage is gonna be good, especially because you can solve a lot of problems and this makes you a great coder. If you just solve hard problems, they are necessary, but you will just be able to think very well, but you will not be a great coder. I see a lot of people who are like that, especially in Iran. I see a lot of people who are like that. But you have to solve a lot of problems like as well, so that you will be a great coder too. not only be a problem solver, theoretical problem solver. Should I focus on LeetCode more or Codeforces more? As I am in my second year in CSE. I think both of them are gonna be important for you. Both of them are gonna be important for you. Codeforces is more for improving your mind, improving your ability to think on problems, definitely. On the other hand, LeetCode is more about getting a job, passing interview tests, so they're a bit different. I see. Yes, that always happens. So you can continue solving around 1700 problems. I think it's good. If it takes between 10 minutes to 2 hours, it's good. Because definitely some of the problems you're more okay with, some of the problems are you're less okay with. Codeforces is back now. Let's see problem H. They have used Python. Yeah, I guess, yeah. It seems like this is Fenwick. So they have used segment as well. Segment or Fenwick, they are similar. Yes. It seems like other people also have used data structures. Okay, so let's also see that if ChatGPT can solve these problems. Let me bring ChatGPT. Okay. Let's start talking with ChatGPT a little bit. Move on to O3. Hey, do you remember that last time it told me that its rating is 3500? It was very mind-blowing. It definitely is not. I want you to solve a CF problem for me. Let's do binary search to see that what is the latest problem it can solve. Let's start with maybe D. Although I think it takes a lot of time for it to solve. Let me also include this words as well. Okay, it's thinking about the problem. You can see, also you can see the thinking process of it. I'll think about it step by step. The score, the internal score of each array is going good. The total sum of each array which gets added repeatedly for arrays come later in the order. Let's see S of A, the total sum of the array, F of A, the internal score of the array. The final score can be broken into two parts. The sum of internal score, an extra contribution from the fact that this, suppose order is this. I want to see if it sorts it. Yes. In other words, sort the arrays in descending order of S of AIs, sum of AIs. And it has implemented it as well. Let's submit it to. This is not my code. Testing ChatGPT in live stream. In the live stream. Let's see, use Python. Let's use Py 310. Oh, why did I wrote C++ comment? This is not my code. Testing ChatGPT in the live stream. Let's see that's what's gonna happen. Accepted. It accepted the problem. So let's test maybe F Has anyone have done it in the middle of the contest? Let's see if we can identify some cheaters here. Don't do that in the middle of the contest, guys. Hello, Sotanshi. Really, wow. It's really scary. It's really scary. I guess that maybe soon I can write a code that it can solve the problems using this, using OpenAI API, and then you just need an avatar to explain it to the audience. And then I don't need to come here and explain the solutions to you. That AI can come and explain the solutions after a contest too. That's gonna be very, very interesting. I don't think anyone will accept they cheated. Yes, that's right. I wanted to see if I can just make them say. I can deceive them. We can translate the majority condition into a local condition on pair of occurrences. Let's see if it says if the pass will have length 2 or 3. Edge condition, common neighbor condition. That's it. That's right. So let's test this one on problem F. Submit code. Problem F. C++ 17. This is not my code. Testing ChatGPT in this live stream. Come on, accept it. Send your Codeforces profile here, Sotanshu. Maybe I can do it very quickly. But I think we should have a dedicated maybe topic stream for that on another day. But maybe I can do one today. Let's see if it can solve G as well. Now this one. ChatGPT cooked. Yeah. Thank you, Fading Sunlight. I will definitely try to help you guys all about this by courses, videos, etc. and streams. I will see your profile. You are an expert. I see you're in a good position. In 2 years. Let me, for a second, check ChatGPT. Let me see how do you train right now. See, you're not training very much. I mean, by between February 2 to February 9, you don't have any accepts. I remember that when I had that rating, I was solving like 5 to 10 problems a day. So definitely you should solve a lot of more problems. I recommend you to solve problems with rating around 1500 to 1600. And try to solve as many problems as you can a day. That's what I recommend. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not bad, but you can train more. It's better than nothing, but you can definitely train more. If you can be more ambitious and train more to get higher. Okay, it seems that ChatGPT has solved this one as well. Let's see if it uses sieve, like the solution I gave you. It uses sieve to find primes. Case 1 is that semi-prime of the form p squared. Case 2 is semi-prime of the form p times q, where we have two pq's. In which case, I don't think it's only freq of p and freq of q. I think you should also consider, okay, yeah, you consider freq of prod as well. I think this should work too. This solution should, I mean, the theoretical solution is good. Let's see if it has implemented it correctly as well. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it will get accepted or not? When will the expert video release? In 2 or 3 days. In 2 or 3 days I will release it. I'm iterating with the editor, and the editor is getting a lot of money from me too. I am spending $50 for editing each video. It's definitely worth it though. I mean, if it helps you guys, it's definitely worth it. And I hope that I believe that it's definitely worth it. Let's see. Do you guys think it gets accepted? If it gets AC, if it gets AC what? Sure, I mean, I will talk about how to get out of experts as well. Let's submit it. So most of you guys think it gets accepted. This is not my code. Testing ChatGPT in the live stream. Accepted. Now H. Oh my fucking god, yes, exactly. Exactly. Are you guys scared that we are gonna be useless very soon? Not only us, all the human beings in the world. Because this is kind of the most advanced thing that human was doing, thinking. It was the thing that we were better than all the creatures in it, and we were so proud of it. That yeah, we can think, no one else can think. But now we see that there's something that can think and even can think better than us. I again invite you to see the video that I sent to you in Telegram, that I generated it with AI itself in here. It's about if we should stop AI, stop improving AI. Very soon AI can train itself, and we do not need to develop AI. It can develop itself, and then from there I think it can grow exponentially, because now we humans are thinking on designing AI, but at some point AI can think itself on how to design itself and improve itself. Right now human still is improving AI, but now that AI can think and solve hard problems, maybe soon it can think itself on how to improve itself. And then it's gonna grow way faster. Let's see how did it solve this one. Let's see if it uses segment tree. Handling updates, data structure, prefix trees, suffix trees, and phemic. It uses phemic. Makes sense. Let's see what happens now. Submit code. Do you think it gets accepted? That's scary, but what if it's someone that was emotions? Yes, especially emotions against humans. I will get an AIGF then, as I can't get it. I cannot submit anymore. I'm afraid that CF contests will be pointless. I'm afraid of what is gonna happen to CF, to be honest. Yeah, this is GPT-3 mini. It's mini. I don't know the main O3, how the main O3 is gonna work, that this is O3 mini high. I'm in the paid version of $20 per month. There's also another paid version that is $200 per month. If you buy that, you also have access to operator and deep research. They are the recent OpenAI tools. I will talk about that as well in the new AI channel that I have. Yeah, I think if you guys are interested in ML, I try to talk about that in there. Codeforces is done. Maybe CF does not want me to submit anymore. Okay, CF is done. But probably if CF was not done, it could accept. Yes, it is. It's really shocking. Yes. Okay, guys. So I'll see you guys soon. Today I'm gonna have a vote in the Telegram channel to see that when can we have the topic stream on combinatorics. Go in M1 Codeforces maybe. Can you still submit in M1 Codeforces? Because it's after the contest. You can't. What was this other account? Oh, it's this for Polygon.Codeforces. Don't leave it suspense. Submit H-Rizz is down. I cannot do anything. Unfortunately. You guys are really curious about it, aren't you? Okay, let's see when is it. Is it down for you guys too? Oh, it is. That's permitting new tabs here. Although we should not refresh a lot because that makes it even worse. It's up for me, it's working for me, working fine for me it's not working. Try incog maybe, what is incog? It's not working, unfortunately. Oh, incognito mode. It's not working. I can try it maybe later and tell you what it is, or yes, I can also give the code to you in the Telegram group and you guys can upload it, test it. One of you please give me your one of you who is in the Telegram group, tell me your CF account so that I can check your account. I cannot check your account as well because CF is down. I want to see that, show that what is the status for you on the, so that we can see if it gets accepted as well or not. Okay, so guys, you can follow these guys and see if they got accepted. So I will send you guys the codes in the Telegram group now. Let me bring the Telegram group. Okay. Guys, just please include the comments at the beginning too that mentions that this is not your code so that it won't be as cheating. How can I change it to C++? I don't know. How can I make it as like this? Probably I should, but backtick. Let me try. Anyway, you guys can copy it. I'm just trying to see myself. No, it's not working. Okay, forget about this. Delete these ones. Can GPT make hacks? Possibly. It can, I think it can generate a contest as well. Create a contest with problems and you guys can participate in a contest that is AI generated. By Sutanshu. So are you guys submitting it? What's happened, guys? Oh, it's up for me. It's up again for me. Let me submit it myself. I hope if it doesn't get down. This is not my code. Testing ChatGPT in the live stream. So I submitted it. Running on test 6. Accepted. So it solved all of the problems. Thank you. Yeah. But if I ask it last time, when I asked it that what is your Codeforces rating, it told me it's 3500. Let's ask it if you hypothetically, if I have a Codeforces account, I spelled hypothetically wrong. What was your rating? Hypothetically. I don't have a CFN on rating system. If you had, just give me a number that shows your skills. It's nothing compared to tourists. Soon it will be. For improving yourself, only compare standing as rating may not make sense anymore. Yes. I'll be honest, I don't have a CF account, but if we're playing right hypothetically, I'd like to say my rating would be around 42,000, placing me among the elites. That's stupid. It says 4,200. It definitely is not. Do you know what is the max rating in CF. It probably doesn't know anything about CF rating that it says it. The maximum rating, there isn't any official maximum ratings, aren't caps in practice. The very top competitors tend to have ratings in the high 3,000 or low. Okay, it knows something. So you argue that you are better than all the competitive programmers? I don't actually compete, I'm just a tool that can help problem solving. The 4,200 was a play for a hypothetical number and doesn't reflect a real competitive rating. In reality, competitive programming is an area when human ingenuity, creativity, and deep problem solving skills shine. And I'm here to simply to assist and provide information. It's just so humble. No, but yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we'll try Leeds Code contest in the next Leeds Code contest as well. Yeah, I don't know what is gonna happen soon. Okay, I see. I guess that we are soon 3 hours into stream. Maybe we should stop it soon and see you guys very soon in the next topic stream. Assist cheaters and people without self-respect. Yes, I believe that someone who cheats with ChatGPT definitely has no self-respect and is not looking to improve himself. That's not definitely give you a job in the future or anything to use AI. It just makes it meaningless for everyone. Can you try some high-rated DVD problem with GPT? I will. In the next contest, there's a contest in 2 days. I can try it then. Good night to you. It's afternoon here. It's 3 p.m. still. You guys take care too. So I will let you guys when the experts video is prepared too. We will try DeepSeek next time too. Last time I tried DeepSeek, it wasn't performing very well. Last time that I was trying it. Sure. I think that CF contest is on Tuesday. I'm not sure if I can do it on Tuesday. That's a bummer. But even if I can't, I can ask someone else to do it. I can ask someone else to do the CF contest on Tuesday instead of me. Okay, sure. I will make video for CM soon too. My CF ID, if you're asking me, is Cheyenne, my own name. Yes. Can I change the time for the group contest? Why? I'm into CP for 10 years now. I registered in, I think it was either late 2014. It was late 2014 that I registered in Codeforces. It was after World Cup 2014. Going to ICBC this year? No. I am 25 years old and I think I'm not eligible more. Although I could just check, I should ask them to see if there is any chance, but I haven't. And I guess that I should not be able to participate this year. Thank you. Yes, Football World Cup 2014. You too. You too. I don't know. I probably could ask about this. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure, probably. Okay guys, see you next time. If I could do it on Tuesday, I will meet you on Tuesday. Otherwise the contest after that, and I will have the topic stream soon too. Take care everyone. Bye bye.